Today I'm going to show you my 3 favorite ways to cook fish. Hello everyone, my name is Josh Adamo. I've been a professional chef now for the past 10 years, working in some of the best restaurants in the world. I'm not a content creator, I'm not an influencer. I'm here because I want to teach, so you all can become better chefs. Prepping a fish is one of the most basic and fundamental cooking skills that you could possibly learn. Right here, I got a beautiful Gulf red snapper because we're here in New Orleans, baby. And I got this from my good friend, Jonathan Suarez at Poaching Fish. He dropped it off today. It's nice and fresh. It's beautiful. It's from the Gulf of Mexico, and we're about to prep it. I'm gonna show you how to do this at home. This fish has scales on it. They took the guts out. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to process this fish fully, all right? So let's start. First thing we need to do is we need to cut all the fins and everything off around the fish, okay? Make it easier to work with. So start with the tail, fins like that, take them off. The top, see these? You should always cut these off. Why? Because they're spiky. They're gonna cut your hands. And so many times I've stabbed my hands on these freaking things and they hurt a lot. So cut them off, okay? Get them out of the way. Here, just makes the fish so much easier to work with. There you go. All right, so the fish has scales on it. I'm gonna take the scales off. If you're gonna buy a fish from your fishmonger or the supermarket, get them to take the scales off for you. It's just gonna be so much more clean. Doing this yourself at home makes a big mess and it's pretty terrible. But if you do need to do it at home, say someone caught a fish and gave it to you, the trick right now I'm showing you is gonna help you out a lot. It's gonna keep your mess to a minimum, all right? The trick is garbage bag, okay? Take your garbage bag, open it up, clean garbage bag, obviously. Get your fish, pop it in there. Take a knife. That's a stiff knife, not a flexible knife. And all you want to do is just sort of take the bag and sort of drape it around the fish, but just enough that you can see in, and you're gonna scrape the fish. Now I'm gonna show you, just so you can see what's actually happening, and then I'm gonna cover the fish and do it. All the scales in the fish lay this way, away from the head. Bang, like that. If you scrape the fish down from the head towards the tail, they don't come out, okay? What you need to do to take scales out, if you have a descaler, you can use one of them. It's like a tool that has little things on the end of it. You can get them on Amazon really cheap. But if you don't have that, you can use a knife, you can use a spoon. And basically what you're doing is you're taking that knife and you're just going this way, up the fish, the opposite way up the fish, see? And if you go like that, you can see that the scales, see that? They're popping out and getting all over my kitchen. Very nice, all right? That's what I'm doing for you guys because I love you. I'm getting fish scales everywhere. Cover it with the bag, and I'm gonna have at it. We're gonna have a descaled fish. Whatever you do, don't use the sharp side of the knife, okay? You're gonna cut right into the fish. Louisiana, baby. Come on now. You're gonna hold the fish by the tail in the bag and just scrape along it. Make sure you get everywhere. Get the top especially, because that's where your knife is gonna go in, all along the top of the spine. Now, if you're gonna take the skin off of your fish, that's fine. A lot of people do. You still need to take the scales off in the place where you're gonna insert your knife, okay? Because your knife isn't gonna go through the scales. If you're gonna take the skin off anyway, make sure you get the scales right here at the top, near the spine, on both sides, all right? And here on the bottom, because that's where your knife is gonna go in. Jay Suar asked me 15 times, you sure you don't want us to take the scales off? We can take the scales off for you. You sure you don't want us to take the scales off? I said, no, thank you, Jonathan. I'm gonna do it in my kitchen and show everybody at home how to do it in a garbage bag. All right, here we are. Now what do we wanna do? Take it off and rinse it, okay? Rinse all those scales off the fish. Fish has been washed, scales are gone. Make sure you give it a nice dry, okay? It's way easier, way better to work with dry fish than wet fish. Next step, cut the head off. Here's the fish head. It goes like this, down like this, into the belly, okay? That's all head. Take your knife and angle it a little bit up like this, facing the top, okay? Here, and just cut it and go straight down, okay? And straight down. You're gonna hit the spine at the top and you're gonna go through the belly at the bottom. Same thing on the other side. Same thing, okay? Now, if your fish has guts in it still, the way that I always do it, I leave the guts in it. I don't make an incision and cut the guts out. I cut the fish like this. I go to the head. I take the head just like this, make an incision at the top, and then I just basically either cut it or snap it off. Okay? Like that. And if the guts are still in the fish, you can actually take the head and the guts at the same time. You could take the fish head and all the guts are hanging at the bottom of the fish head, which is what I like to do. It just makes the most sense. There's your fish head. I'll put it right there on display for you. You can keep your fish head if you like, make sauce, make soup, something like that. You're gonna want a flexible knife, okay? See how flexible that is? flexible filleting knife. Why? Because the spine of the fish is here, right down the center. The top here, and this is the belly, and then it opens up and gets bigger down here. So that's the skeleton of the fish, like that. Okay? You want to have a flexible knife because you want to be able to put your knife in to the fish and have the knife glide across with a tiny bit of pressure down. Pretend the board is the bone of the fish. When you put your knife in, like in this angle, the knife will bend and it'll actually glide along the bone. Look at this. The fish is straight. I just sort of bend it a little bit. See that? Okay. And just give it a little bit of tension, surface tension in the skin here. Make it round. Okay. And then just go in the top and go all the way down the spine. Like that. Okay, to the bottom. Okay. Look at. Follow the bone. Less swipes, the better. Be very careful. Stay very close to the bone. Right out the other side. See? So make sure you're always cleaning your board when you prep fish. Look what I've done. Okay, so now the only thing that's attached is the rib bones. Everything else is off. Me, what I like to do is take scissors and flip it up and just cut along those rib bones and take them out like that. Because I like to take out the bones with my knife at this stage and not when it's on the fish, me personally. When I was working in England at a 3-star restaurant in London, I used to do this with sea bass. One time I came through the rib cage and came through the belly, a little bit too much, a lot too much, and the head chef threatened to send me back to Canada. So here we go, other side of the fish. And cut that right off. Look at how easy this is to work with now. Nice and clean. Make sure you're always cleaning your board with fish. It's so important. You need to work super clean. Belly, back, same thing. Use your flexible knife to just kind of go in, right? Now, stop at the ribs because you're not going any further. Same thing, except now the belly's on this side, flip it up, cut through the ribs. And there you have the skeleton of the fish. You can see right through it. There's no flesh attached to it. That's what you want. Get rid of that or keep it for fish stock, whichever you prefer. Now, what you want to do is remove these rib bones. Okay, all these rib bones are here, and you're just going to basically take your knife, do away with that flesh that's there, and call that my portion of fish. Same thing on this side, just go under. Here you have 2 fish fillets. You're not done yet. There's still pin bones in the fish that you need to take out. Okay, where are the pin bones? The pin bones go always in between sort of where the 2 fillets are. You can feel them here. Okay, you can kind of take the back of your knife and scrape them along and they'll all pop up. And basically they're just like that in between fillet and the fish. Okay, I'm gonna get some fish tweezers and we're gonna pop them out. Fish tweezers, bowl, cold water. You feel the bone, grab it, pop it out. That is not nice to eat. Pull. You dip your fish tweezers in the water. The water takes the pin bone off the tweezers. Snapper's not too bad. They don't go all the way down. Right at the beginning where the head is where they all are. Okay, they stop around here. They don't go much further past. The other thing is when you're handling fish, try your best to not touch the flesh too much. Only touch the flesh when you need to. The more you touch the flesh with your hands, the quicker your fish is gonna sort of spoil and go off, change the flavor. Take a plate or a tray, get them on there, and give your board a nice wash. Get soap and give it a nice clean. Clean your knife, clean your scissors, wash your hands, because now you're at the stage where you're about to get your portions of fish. This needs to be the cleanest part of the handling process. I'm gonna cook them 3 different ways. Make sure you comment on this video your favorite way to cook fish. I like to use kitchen towel a lot with fish, absorbent paper. These are 2-pound snapper. You're not gonna get the biggest portions in the world with them, so I'm just gonna get four portions for this 2-pound snapper. So I'm gonna basically cut these in half. Whenever you're portioning fish, really think about the thickness of it. If you have a really big piece of fish, okay, and you have this one side of the fish that's big, and then you have your belly side that's small, a lot of times what we do is cut the belly and the thick side in half, so you have all thin and all thick. These are small, okay? I'm not gonna really worry too much about that. What I'm gonna do is just cut them in half, the same thickness all the way down. Maybe take a little bit just off the tip, because that tail is just gonna probably overcook. And I'm gonna look at something like this. Again, only touching the fish when you need to. When you pick it up by the tail. So here we have our 4 portions of snapper, okay? Really nice portions, same size. All right, I'm gonna teach you how to cook them 3 different ways. I'm gonna poach one in olive oil with a little bit of lemon, a little bit of garlic as well. The other technique is gonna be cooked in papillote. Basically what that is parchment paper wrapped up with the fish inside with a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of white wine, a little bit of lemon, and then put into the oven. My oven's at 350 degrees, we're gonna pop it in. All that steam, liquid, the wine, the olive oil is gonna sort of boil with the steam from the fish, and the fish is gonna stay very soft, and it's gonna basically steam and cook very gently. Okay, that's one of my other favorite ways. My third favorite way is cooking in a pan. Just hot pan, classic, seasoned, fried skin side down, 80% of the cooking on that side, flipped, little base with butter, lemon juice, and out. Okay, super simple. Okay, so start. I'm gonna get my oil just warm, all right? You don't want the oil to be too hot. You're not frying it, you're poaching it. The other thing that's really important if you're poaching fish in oil, if you're poaching fish in stock, you need to leave the skin on. And just put a bit of salt, lemon peel inside, and a little bit of garlic, okay? Just 1 clove of garlic crushed. In cooking, we say poaching fish in a court bouillon, lobster in court bouillon, and that's just basically like a seasoned poaching liquid, right? With stock, seasoned with sliced fresh vegetables. It's delicious. It's another really good way of cooking it. I want to poach this snapper in olive oil. It doesn't have a lot of fat because it doesn't need fat to keep it warm. 65, 70 degrees Celsius. So what I'm going to do is drop it flesh side down and just let it go, okay? Shouldn't be frying. If it's frying, it's too hot. Next method, in papillote. Again, you can get creative here. You can put different stuff inside. You can put herbs inside. You can put, lemon wedges. I'm gonna put lemon juice. You can put whatever you want. I'm gonna put a little bit of white wine. I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil. I'm gonna put a little bit of lemon juice. Fold it over. Now all you're doing is just crimping the edges so that the steam doesn't get out. You ever made a panzerotti before? That's what this is, a little panzerotti. Little envelope of love. Pop it on a little tray and put it in the oven. No more than 10 minutes, probably less than that. I would say 8 minutes. Fish is poaching, which brings us to the last fish cooking technique, roast it in a pan. So what you want is a good non-stick pan. If you don't have a good non-stick pan, your fish is gonna stick. It's that simple, right? I would highly recommend a good non-stick pan. If you don't have a good non-stick pan and you want to cook this fish nicely, it's fine. All you got to do is either buy one or take your pan and take a little piece of parchment, little square of parchment. Pretend this pan was shit. I would put a little bit of olive oil in. I'd put this parchment square down, a little bit of olive oil on top. Then once you place your fish on top of that, it's not going to stick because you have this. Get your pan medium to high, season your fish. Pan's nice and hot, just starting to smoke. Take your fish, okay, skin side down, right in, and just give it a little gentle push, okay? The skin's gonna sort of tense up a little bit, start coming together. Give it a little bit of pressure. Right as that butter starts to foam a little bit, just baste the fish with that foaming butter. That is such a beautiful thing. Fish comes out, pan is still hot, lemon juice goes into the pan. Deglaze that pan with lemon juice and just take that butter, brown butter and lemon juice right over the top of the fish. And that's your sauce. That is a very classic way of cooking fish. Delicious every single time. Doesn't matter what fish you're using. Tried and true. One of my favorite ways to cook fish, if not my favorite way to cook fish. Number 2, olive oil poached. It's been sitting in here for probably about 8 minutes, 10 minutes, low and slow. Just poached with olive oil. So soft, so delicious. Last but not least, papillote. Now watch as I open this bag. Try not to burn the hell out of my hands. Just smells like wine, lemon, olive oil. That's in papillote. All of this liquid in the bag is this beautiful sort of broth. Such a nice sauce on its own with the fish. Definitely keep it and just dress the top of the fish with it. So good. There you have 3 ways to cook Gulf red snapper. 3 of my favorite ways to cook fish. Roasted in a pan, poached in olive oil, steamed and papillote in the oven with white wine, lemon juice, and olive oil. See what they're about inside. Right, so there you have 3 of my favorite ways to cook fish. Roasted in a pan, finished with lemon juice and butter, poached in olive oil, and cooked in papillote in the oven with lemon juice, white wine, and olive oil. All right, very simple, very easy. Don't overcook it, okay? Keep it nice and low and slow. Really good. This fish here that's been poached in olive oil feels fattier. It feels a little bit more dense. This fish here that's been steamed in the oven really feels light. It feels healthy, right? It feels like lean and soft. And you also get that aromatic white wine that's in there. And the acidity from the lemon juice really comes out. Sort of that depth and aroma you get from the white wine is different than the other 2 for sure. And then this one's just like roasted fish. Crispy skin, you know, slutty and delicious is the best way of describing it. So nice, it's so like, oh Lord. Up your fish game.